Krytac Maxim 9. When there's bad news and good news, I always do the bad news first. To run this gun at its maximum potential with an integrated tracer unit and a holster, it is going to be well over $500 for you to get this and the spare magazines that you'll need to run it consistently on the field. Everything else about this pistol is absolutely fantastic, from the reliability of the replica itself to the on-the-field performance. It is absolutely beautiful. One of, if not the finest replicas I have handled in a really long time. You couple all of that with one of the best airsoft triggers that I have ever felt, and you have an incredibly impressive gas blowback pistol. The only thing that's going to be complaining is your wallet. The most notable thing about the original Maxim 9 is that it has this gigantic integrated suppressor. In real life, it is a monolithic suppressor that's integrated right into the frame of the pistol. It is non-reciprocating, which means the slide operates independently from this up here. That also includes an optic mount, which means that the optic you mount up here is not experiencing as much stress as it would be as if it were mounted back here, as is the case on most semi-automatic pistols. The original Maxim 9 was built on top of a Smith & Wesson M&P 9, and you can definitely tell that in the profile that these handguns share. The airsoft version of the pistol is select fire. You can adjust that with this little switch up here. There's a little A that marks automatic. The other side is marked with a 1, and that means semi-auto. The box of the Maxim 9 alone demonstrates the quality of this replica. It's an officially branded box with the Silencer Co logo, the Maxim 9 logo there on the top lid, some nice foam inserts, and a really, quite frankly, beautiful instruction manual right there. The pistol comes with this plastic orange tip that is pre-installed, but it does have a replacement aluminum front end, and that's a very welcome inclusion, as you could probably tell. I don't usually talk about the quality of the packaging, but you really get what you pay for with this pistol, and that includes a fantastic box and just opening presentation. The Maxim 9 itself is extremely chunky. It's got a huge front end. It reminds me of the profile of the Marui Mark 23 with the laser aiming module on the bottom, although there's no laser, there's no integrated flashlight, nothing like that. You've just got this big honkin' suppressor that's built right into the gun. One thing I did not know about this was that you have key mod panels on the bottom in the event that you want to attach a flashlight. You have an aluminum upper assembly, a polymer frame, ambidextrous slide stops and release, so you can function that from either side of the handgun. A flat face trigger with an integrated safety bar. You must depress that in order to pull the trigger. This lower frame has this extension that is a bit enlarged up here, and I found that very comfortable for getting a more aggressive grip on this handgun, just like that. If you've got experience shooting handguns, I think you're gonna appreciate the feel of this, even if this exaggerated front end is a bit more than you bargained for. It's the right weight, and even the angled, futuristic looking texturing that's on there, it is pretty effective. The slide serrations are a little bit enlarged, so it's extremely easy to get a solid grip on those. I'm always interested in looking at the innovations that real firearms make and whether or not those carry over into the airsoft replica. And one thing that's pretty cool is your optics mount here. If you put a pistol red dot on there, because that's not on your reciprocating slide, especially if you're using a cheaper replica sight, that's not going to undergo as much shock as if it was mounted on your slide, like it would be on a Glock or something like that. Nice shot, nice shot. When we're talking about usability, the first thing I have to talk about is the quality of the trigger. That's unreal that that's an airsoft gun. It feels exactly like a real gun. This is the best airsoft trigger that I have felt. It's just really weird to be holding a gas blowback pistol, to know it's gas blowback, and then to feel that really crisp break when you pull the trigger. That is so cool. You can really pull the trigger on this thing, although I have noticed it's not quite as fast as a more short-stroked pistol like the AAP-01. It takes time for that slide to reciprocate. What's interesting about that is it creates a bit of a delay when you're firing this thing as fast as you can, and it really makes it feel like you're shooting a real gun. I love that extra level of immersion. I don't always need the fastest firing pistol, the fastest firing AEG. Sometimes that little delay adds a sense of realism when you're on the field, and I think it's absolutely fantastic with the Maxim 9. Switching it over to full auto, it's not that fast A10 sound effect that you get with the AAP, where it's just a blistering fast mag dump. It's more delayed, it's more staccato. That delayed full auto is very, very unique. I've never felt a gas pistol fire that way, and I think that really speaks to the attention to detail in this thing. It is an absolute pleasure to shoot. At close range, obviously, we're able to hit that target. 10 times out of 10, the pistol is perfect. Usually the BBs, when you're firing from an airsoft pistol, you'll see them list to the right or to the left, depending on the pressure that's coming from the hop-up unit. The Krytac did not suffer that problem. It was perfectly flat every single time. I saw very, very little deviation. The consistency that I saw out of this thing was absolutely perfect. Now, for the price that I paid for it, I would expect that, but you really can't with all airsoft guns. You can really see that when I took this out to the medium range, which is very, very easy to get shots on target. All the way back around 80 to 100 feet, that's where the accuracy starts to drop off. The gun just does not have enough power to get all the way out there. Although I was still making contact on certain shots. So no airsoft pistol is going to be the most reliable gun to shoot in that certain situation at that distance. However, the Maxim 9, that consistent hop up, it is not impossible to hit targets at that distance. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. This thing is freaking expensive. It's right around $250. That's for the pistol and the magazine and nothing else. This gun does have the ability to use an integrated tracer unit, which Krytac does sell separately. You've also got barrel extensions. You can get the short or the long version of this gun at varying prices, and they also make a Krytac branded Maxim 9 holster for this. You're gonna be looking at around $40 to $50 to get extra magazines for this thing, plus a holster, because this isn't gonna fit in anything that you have. When you start to look at how much it's gonna cost for you to put this thing on your belt and run it reliably, it's gonna be close to $450 to $500 when everything is said and done. That's a lot of freaking money for a handgun, man. Now, realistically, if you're looking at this thing seriously, you wanna use it on the field, you've most likely already weighed those options, and I cannot fault it anywhere on performance. I think it worked absolutely fantastic. I love that you can integrate a tracer unit into it. I love the ergonomics. It's just badass that I've got my hands finally on a Maxim 9, which is one of the most unique pistols that has been released in recent years. It is the quintessential stealth operator gun. It looks so freaking cool. The Maxim 9 is decidedly corporate approved. It is a fantastically manufactured gun. The reputable manufacturing from Krytac is still represented in the Maxim 9. I cannot fault this thing on anything except the fact that it's freaking expensive. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. I always appreciate hearing your opinions on stuff like this. Is it too expensive? Would you consider running one of the Krytac Maxim 9s? I know I would. Thank you to Norwest Airsoft for all of your airsoft related needs, be it BBs, batteries, or your next custom AEG. Go and check them out. And thank you to all the staff members out there who bought the Fletcher Mark 1s. We are officially sold out. Thank you very much. That was a really cool project that I got to work on with Mike over at Norwest. It's awesome that those are all out there in the wild. Use them well. That's it. I'm Reach. Stay corporate approved. All right, shut it down.